Hello, Nori here. Welcome to another episode of Love and Deep Space. Finally, you guys, I'm back. Making a proper video this time, so yay! Also, Silas was dressed in a wedding suit for like 2 days and then he decided to go back to his OG suit. Good for him, he just realized the banner was over. Didn't pull, you guys. I did not pull. I was a coward. I was like, I'm not risking the pity. And there's no saying if I'll win the 50-50 or not. I'll lose and then go back to pulling from 70s on multi-beach banner again. No, thank you. So, anyhow, but I'm here to talk about something. Wow. So, I was going to get into lore and I did not. I was kind of delaying stuff a little bit because I wanted to understand what goes into lore making and lore diving and stuff, because I've never done that. I'll be honest, I've never really done that at all. Also, please don't judge my energy count, please. I just did not. I was not in the mood to do any of the energy stuff, so I was like, whatever. I just let it sit. I really am a mood-based person. I just don't do stuff if I'm not in the mood to. The only thing I do is log in and do the dailies. That's the only thing I bother about, because honestly, sometimes it just, I don't know, it's really didn't feel like it. I was also very distracted with another game that I'm playing at the moment, and I'm completely immersed in that story. So when I come back here, it's a bit jarring. The difference is jarring. I needed to get a character from a banner on that game, and I couldn't. I speed ran quests like crazy. I still couldn't make it, but I'm going to save up there as well, because gacha, dude, gacha is so difficult to deal with these days. It's like all these companies are just constantly in competition with each other. So, but I'm not spending there. I don't think it makes sense to spend here and there, although it's just an Aurum pass, but still. So, I was thinking about getting into lore, but then I realized that there's so much that goes into lore diving, and I realized also that I needed cards. So I spoke about it with a friend of mine, and while we were discussing, we were talking, I got to know that there are some cards, it's not just the myth cards, but there are some cards apart from the myth card that you need to read in order to do these connecting pieces. And I'm like, yeah, this is not happening. I had a lot of anxiety, to be honest, because I was not sure how I'm going to tackle, because I did say that I'm not going to cover every single petty drama that happens, and I still stand by that statement. But what else if not that? What should I do here? I also think that I should focus on another game as well, because just doing Love and Deep Space just doesn't cut it. I want to do another game as well. I think it will make sense. Also, I missed out on the photo. I got all the photos, but I missed out on one, and I'm like, shit, dude. I removed the window to put this here. I removed the whole ass window to put this here, and now I'm just like, yeah, it looks kind of odd. I'll just remove this as well. And I only realized it like last minute that I didn't do. So I was all just running, getting the wind chimes for all the allies, and I missed out on, because I have 2 accounts, right? So I have to do there as well. I removed the window, now I'm putting it back because I'm like, yeah, that just looks odd. I'd rather have a cherry blossom window back. So we're back with that. And the wind chime. Yeah, I chose this wind chime because I think it suits the decor. It's a very grayish look, right? So I chose according to what I felt suited the whole decor thing. Anyhow, yes, coming back to the story progression, I realized while brainstorming as to how to get into lore that I have issues with the story progression. You see all these, right? I've done these except the Raphael and the Xavier branch. I did the Zane branch. And I realized something about myself. Now, what I'm going to say is not a critique on the game story because it is subjective, okay? It is subjective. I think different storylines progress differently, and for me, I struggled a lot with after the Eternal Aurora chapter 6, 7, 8. I struggled to understand the story. I had a lot of trouble. So I don't know exactly why it was so troubling for me because I did it twice. On my first account, on my second account, I went through the whole story again. Currently, I'm on my homecoming chapter in the second account. So I struggled with this as well. And I beat myself up over and over. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I understand the story just by the main story? Because my friend was also playing the game at the same time. She was also going the story. And when I asked her, like, how do you feel about the story progression? Do you feel like it's incohesive? Do you feel like it's incoherent? Like, how do you feel about it? And she's like, I could understand it properly. And when I got to know that, I had a whole meltdown. I was like, what is wrong with my comprehension? How do I not get the story? Like, it feels like very dissonant, like in my mind. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance. And that I just realized after I did. I never spoke about it because, I was scared. Okay, I'll be honest. I was scared. I thought if I speak about it, I might start hearing a backlash. But I did work up some courage to talk about the cognitive dissonance with the storyline that I have. And in this example, my friend does not have the same issues because she went through the whole storyline properly without even reading the world underneath. She was able to connect the pieces of whatever was happening in these particular chapters, like whatever was happening in Endless Night, or I even struggled with Silas's long-awaited revelry. I was like, what is going on? The entire time I was like, who? What? Where? Why? Why are we going here? Who is that? Where are we? What are we? Why are we? There's so many why, where, who, what W's here. Okay. And I think I really faulted my comprehension. I really beat myself up. I thought I was the stupidest person alive. But at a point of narrative mismatch where the story progression is non-linear, and I'm going into it with a linear mindset because that's how I process things. So my processing style is also very different. I'm someone who puts myself in the position next to the character, kind of like an alter ego of the character itself, and experience the entire journey with the emotions intact. So I need something that anchors me in the story. It needs to have like retention points and anchoring points, something that I feel connected to deeply, because I'm experiencing the story along with the character as opposed to just being an observer. And Love and Deep Space is opaque. It's written to generate intrigue through obscurity but not clarity, and this is something that would trigger a dissonance for someone like me who likes to process stories more emotionally. And when it doesn't happen, I end up being in a whole dissonance. that is how I would like to see this. It's just a difference, because some people might be, you know, analytic. They might be mystery solvers who like to piece things together by getting clues from different cards and anecdotes and, you know, world underneath sections. And sometimes people also like to get into you know, group theories, and they get clues from there. I'm not really that kind of a person, so I realize that the story progression and my processing style both differ. I like I said, there's a lot of chaos in the fragmentation of the story, and I prefer it being cohesive as opposed to that fragmentation. Coincidentally, this also plays out in the way I work with theories, because I realized due to all of this that I am not a traditional theory crafter at all. I don't decode things or analyze things the way other people do. So some people are really good with data. Some people are really good at reconstructing timelines, or are good with ambiguous treasure hunting clues and stuff. I am not that sort of a person. I think there's a different kind of theory crafting that I can do, or that I'm capable of doing. And I would like to call that being an emotional archivist, because, like I said, when I'm going through stories, especially when they're deep and heavy, I tend to go into a more poetic or philosophical or mental aspects of those stories, of those characters and the world and the environment, everything together. So and that's why I like to be anchored in the story emotionally. So in terms of lads, I don't find myself being anchored emotionally into the story because of the nature of the story progression itself. But I can get into the characters' heads and draw their emotions out, which is what I love so much, because I feel those emotions within myself as well. And I think it'll be interesting if you guys are interested in it. Something that even I have not done, at least on a video. I would like to do it, and I would like to do it with Viper, because I just went through Viper's story, so I would like to do. If you guys are interested, let me know. I would not be able to know if you guys do not say anything. Please let me know what kind of things you want. I always beat myself up because I don't have any clue as to what you guys want, and I have like no idea. So please be interactive in the comments. That will be a great help to me, and I'll stop here. If you want more thoughts of mine on story progression and theory crafting, the kind that I am, I would love to indulge you guys with an example as well. I would like to go into Viper's mind and, I don't know, like bring his emotions out, I guess. I know, just a small little experiment. So if you guys are interested, then please. Until then, this is Nori signing off from Love and Deep Space. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, you guys.